The film depicts a kind of world where people have to take a test to prove that they're in love, or they can choose not to. Would you take the test, or would you be a holdout?
No. For sure, no. I don't think that I would have done this test. And it's not that I don't want to lose a nail. I don't think, and that's what we're trying also to say with the movie, that love is something really instinctive. We don't have to prove it with any test, and we don't have in general to prove it. It's something that we need to feel it.
No more uncertainty, no more wondering if you've chosen the right partner, no more divorce. We were the first to build the machines to conduct a test to make the bond of love stronger.
I'm curious to know about the kind of world building of your films, because like your debut, Apples, Fingernails are set in a kind of not quite the future, not quite the present or the past. It sort of feels like a parallel reality. Where is that kind of world for you, and how do you define it?
We never try to create worlds in terms of creating something really futuristic or something distant. For me, all the conceptual stories and the conceptual stories that are coming also from movies that I love, like The Truman Show or the Charlie Kaufman stories, I feel that they're more powerful when they're very grounded. Because in both movies, we were trying to make some really strong comments about how technology has affected our memory, and also right now the way in Fingernails, the way that we experience love. I think that it is more powerful to have completely an absence of technology and to not use cell phones and messages and texts that people are doing all the time. And also it's not very cinematic, I feel. We're approaching two very timeless topics that they were existing in this life forever. We wanted to create them in a way that it feels a little bit more timeless. In Fingernails, for example, there's only one technological device, which is the test machine that everybody is looking for an answer there. And everybody is going there to understand if they are in love or not. So we try to create something really timeless, even with the cinematography. I feel that the movie is something like that. We shot it at the end of 90s, maybe. Somebody put it on a shoebox. And right now people are discovering it, and it's a movie about love and a prophecy about love that we are living right now.
Have you guys taken the test?
Yeah, 3 years ago, we were positive. Felt like a weight had been lifted.
I love that the great contrast to Fingernails is that it's this very quiet, tender love story that also has multiple scenes where people get their fingernails ripped out. So why was that kind of bit of body horror necessary to you in the middle of your film?
When we were writing the script with the two co-writers, we were trying to think of an idea about how we will do this test. Because we're making a comment about how people are using their cell phones all the time. People are swapping right or left in order to find the right partner with their fingers and their nails. And in general, we're using our fingers also even for the ring that we're putting there when we're married. And it's like how the certificate plays the role in that movie, the in-love certificate, because marriage is almost like how people are trying to prove their love. We wanted to take something that makes equals the love of pain with the physical pain. Of course, it feels like body horror, but I hope that it's more an allegory. It's more something symbolic. And I hope that the audience will not take it they will not be so squeamish about it. It's also kind of funny in a way.
I laughed. Some people I saw, covering their eyes, but that's the great thing about film. It kind of induces different visceral reactions.
Yes.
I like how your kind of science fiction is very low tech, unlike most of the sort of sci-fi we see on screen. Is that kind of your vision of the future as well?
I don't know how it will be in the future. I'm a little bit scared about the future. I don't know. In the movie, we're trying to give a very optimistic approach, even in something that it looks a little bit more dystopian. I don't know how things will be in the future, because in a way, if you will think that people right now are dating only through dating apps, or are meeting people only through that, are meeting people only by texting, and they are not trying to understand the real chemistry and the real energy in person, it's a little bit scary for me. Even for love, it feels that people are letting an algorithm telling them which is the right partner for them instead of following their own instinct. I think that love is only something that we have to trust our heart, our brain, and that's it.
You'll be shadowing Amir. He's already one of our most successful instructors.
What's the one thing you love most about Maria? Take your time.
I love her hair. It's soft.
It's nice answer.
It's nice.
The film would not work if Jessie Buckley and Riz Ahmed didn't have this great kind of spark between them, which you kind of just feel the second they kind of look at each other on screen. How did you know that it was those two and that they would work together like that?
I didn't know it. I mean, we just tried it, and it's. I love them so much, both of them. I think that Jessie always surprises me in whatever she's doing, and Reese is completely chameleon by adapting from something dramatic to something comedic. But I have never seen both of them in something romantic. So I really wanted to try that. I hope that it will have a great chemistry, and I think that there is a great chemistry there. I mean, the two of them are having something really strong together.
They both give these kind of very beautifully, quite internal performances that feel very intuitive. But I'm curious to know how you work with actors and what your process working with them is.
I love do some rehearsals at the beginning. Of course, we were discussing about other films. We discussed with both of them and with the other actors about the tone of the film. I call the tone of the film melancholic smile tone. And we try to create that, like in movies that I love, that they have this feeling. Like, for example, The Truman Show, or Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, or even Beginners by Mike Mills, which is one of my favorite movies of the last decade, probably my favorite. I had a song for every scene. So we were hearing the whole cast and crew very loud, the song. Some people from the crew that were singing it at the same time, and we were all in the mood of the scene, so we were creating the right mood for every scene. And this helped a lot the actors to understand the tone, to feel the mood for every scene, and to be easier for them being in a scene without thinking a lot of things, but just being there.
And you can't cast Jessie Buckley in a film and not get her to sing.
No, it's impossible. I even need it more, to be honest. So I have to do a musical with her, I think, right now. It's something that we really wanted to have her singing, and she has 2 singing scenes in the movie.
I look forward to the Jessie Buckley musical with you.
Oh,
Sorry.
I was wondering if it was possible that one person could be in love with 2 people at the same time.
It's a biological impossibility.
Cate Blanchett was an executive producer on your debut film, Apples, and she is back as a producer with her company, Dirty Films, on Fingernails. How did that collaboration come about to begin with?
It was in 2020 when we premiered Apples in Venice. I remember before the premiere in Venice, I received a message that Cate wanted to have a breakfast with me. And I was looking at it and I was like, no, it's a spam. I don't know what is that. It's not a real message. And then it was a real message, and I went for breakfast with her. We started discussing for almost 2 hours how much we love films, what films we love, and what she wants to do in the future, what I want to do in the future, and we felt so much aligned in everything. She asked me if she can play a role in the next film. I said to her, I pitched her the idea of Fingernails, that we were already working on it. She said to me, okay, can I produce at least the movie? And that's how it started. So she wanted to be executive producer of Apples, to be the main producer of Fingernails, and in general to support the film in all the way. I can't be more grateful to her. She's supported me so much, and she's really great. She's the best.
Do you see yourself continuing to work internationally, or would you ever go back to Greece and make a film there?
I hope that I will continue working wherever I have stories to tell. And right now the stories that I want to tell are a little bit more universal, I feel. So I hope that I will continue doing that.
If Marvel came to you with a big fat paycheck and
Definitely, yes. No, I think that I'm not the right person. I have never seen any Marvel film. So I don't know how to direct something that I have never seen before.
Would you describe yourself as a romantic, as a filmmaker?
I'm trying to be romantic as a filmmaker. My guilty pleasure is to watch rom-coms. I have seen all of them, even the bad ones.
What's your favorite rom-com?
Oh, I love the Richard Curtis, everything that he has done. I love so much his writing. I think that he's perfect. I'm always crying in his movies, and I don't know why.
I think in addition to the Jessie Buckley musical, we need to get the Christos Nikou rom-com.
I can do a rom-com with Hugh Grant. And at the end, he will not have the girl, because it will be the first time that it will be a twist, and he will not be able to have the girl at the end.
I love that, because in Fingernails, there's a cinema marquee at one point that calls Hugh Grant the man who knows the most about love. And so now I know that's what you think.
It's funny because we approached him to play the role that Luke Wilson played.
Oh, really?
We want to make something like a joke about how the guy who creates this institute about love is the guy who knows everything about love. He couldn't do it. I decided to use his name on the marquee of the cinema because I think that, yes, he's the only guy in this world that knows what is love. I would have stayed in a cinema 24 hours and see all the movies of Hugh Grant, I think.